Maybe I'll just stand here until tomorrow. Hey garden maters, welcome to Corner Homestead. So I have a whole bunch of strawberries, 7 of these 1-pound containers. One of these I am keeping in the refrigerator just to eat as is. But I got to thinking last night, what am I going to do with the other 6 pounds of strawberries? Don't want them to go bad. And you know how they are, they don't last long. So I could freeze them, yes. But no, today I'm going to go ahead and make some strawberry preserves. That is something we definitely use, and it will not go to waste. So I've already started setting up all my canning things that I need. So let me show you exactly how I'm going to do my strawberry preserves. So I have filled the sink up with some cool water, and I've put in about 1/4 cup of vinegar. I'm going to take my strawberries and dump them in so that I can get them washed very well. The vinegar will help kill any bacteria that may be on them. But of course, we want to get all the dirt off as well. So just let them sit in here for a few minutes, and then we're going to rinse them, take them out. I'll put them back into the containers just so I have a place to keep them while I'm cutting them. But this is number 1. You definitely want to make sure your strawberries are very well cleaned. So you're going to rinse out one of the plastic containers. Give them a dip in the water as well to sterilize the containers. Rinse them again. That way I can put the strawberries right back in here and be assured that they are very well cleaned and sterile. I don't know if you can see all of the stuff in this water. It is pretty nasty. You can see all the stuff in the bottom. Hopefully you can see it. All the dirt and impurities that came out of the strawberries. This is why it's an important step to clean your strawberries well. Okay, so now that all of my strawberries are well washed, I'm gonna just stand here and take off the tops. If you have a strawberry hauler, one of those little tools, you would definitely get done a lot quicker, but paring knife works just as well. You want to quarter the strawberry. We're just going to put them in. If you find any imperfections, any soft spots, any black spots, you want to be sure to remove them off of the strawberry. So it's going to take time to do all of these for sure. I better get busy. Okay, I've done just a little over 1 of these pounds of strawberries. I may not need all of these for this one batch that I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and start mashing them. You can use a potato masher, anything like that. I'm going to just use my little meat cutting tool. I use this for ground beef. Not sure what it's exactly called. But we're going to go ahead and start getting them mashed. You don't want to make them too small. You want to keep some chunks in there because it is preserves. But I definitely don't want them as big as they are right now. Okay, so this is about how I want mine. Again, you make it to your liking, or how big of chunks you want. This is perfect for me. So I'm going to start measuring this because I'm only going to do the 1 small batch today, and you do want exactly 5 cups. I would normally do all of them, do a double batch, whatever, but I just want to do 1 small batch and make sure that it sets properly. So there is 2 cups right there. I'm going to put it into my pot. Like I said, I prefer to do it this way because I want to make sure I get accurate measurements. So I've got another cup here, so I managed to do 3 cups so far. I'm going to go ahead and do up the rest of these strawberries in this one container over here. And that should give me the other 2 cups that I need. I just don't want to mash up more than I need right now. Okay, so here's the rest of our mashed up strawberries. I'm going to go ahead and finish filling this up to get my 2 more cups. So there we have 2 into the pot with the other 2. Okay, there we go, our last cup that we need. So now I've got 5 cups of strawberries. Now yes, I'm using a very, very large pot, much larger than I need. But you want the room, because when this cooks, it's going to froth a little bit. No matter how hard you try, it's going to do it. So rather have more room than not enough. So this is what I have left. I still have 1 whole container and that much of another. And this is what's left out of the 4 pounds. So I used just a little over, about 2.5 pounds of strawberries to get my 5 cups. These will go into the refrigerator. They are nice and clean, as we know. And they'll be going with the next batch. So I'm going to add it's about 1/2 teaspoon, 1 little pat of butter. That is what's going to help keep the froth down a little bit. I'm going to add about 2/3 cup of water. Don't want to put much into it. Now I've got my packet of Sure Gel. I'm going to go ahead and open up the pectin. I'm just going to sprinkle it in. Some people mix it with sugar first or another liquid. You don't have to do that. You can just put it in and make sure it's very well mixed in. Now we want to let this go until it comes to a rolling boil, which is, as you stir it, you can't reduce the bubbles. That is when we know it's at a rolling boil. Once that is done, we'll add our sugar. Okay, so you can kind of see now that it is at a rolling boil. As I stir it, it's not, you can't knock the bubbles down. So this is where I want to turn the flame down a little bit, because you do not want to scorch. Must stir at all times. Now we're going to add our 7, oh my lord, it seems like a lot, 7 cups of sugar. Keep stirring. That's 4 cups there. And here is the other 3. Turn that flame down if you need. Make sure it still keeps boiling, but you want to keep stirring so nothing sticks. If it scorches on the bottom, then it's ruined. So you got to make sure you keep stirring. So now that the sugar is in, you want to get it back to another rolling boil, because the sugar is going to dramatically drop the temperature. So you want to get it back up. Okay, so here it is. It's back to a rolling boil. Can't knock them bubbles down when you stir it. So we're going to time it for 1 minute. And that is it. Just 1 minute. Keep stirring constantly during this process. You can see the froth is starting to get a little bit on there now. But still is not that bad. Adjust your flame if you need to. This is why you want to use a deep pot. You can see how it boils up so high. It's best to use a pot too large than not large enough. This is where the froth is really going to start coming in. Okay, 60 seconds is up. Turn the flame off. Now if you want to remove some of this froth, you can. I'm not going to bother. It's not that bad. Just going to leave it in there. It's time to jar this up. Jars have been in this hot water bath since before I even started cutting the strawberries. I'm using the small jelly jars. You want to make sure they're very clean and sterile, because one thing for sure, bacteria is not your friend when it comes to doing jelly or jam or preserves. Let's get them jarred. Oh, let's see how much of a mess I can make. You want to leave at least a 1/4 inch headspace. Okay, so now I've got my paper towel and I've got it dipped in vinegar. And believe me, you're going to need the vinegar because this is very sticky. You want to clean all those rims very well. You can see the pink, which means there is strawberry jam on those rims, and that is what you don't want. So make sure you clean every one of them very well. I had to go get a few more jars. I'm actually going to clean them, and then I'm going to get another paper towel with more vinegar, and I'm going to go over them a second time because they are very sticky. If you've ever made homemade candy, this is going to be similar to that because it's so sticky, and it is just like hot candy. Okay, so I'm going around them a second time, and if you can see, I'm doing it along the bottom as well because you want to make sure all of that stickiness is out of the rims. Do everything you can to ensure a good proper seal. Okay, so now that they are all nice and clean, I'm going to go ahead and put on our lids. Now of course our bands. Oh, they are so hot. Finger tight only. Please do not over tighten. I know it can be hard. You feel like you really want to squeeze them on there, but they need room for the air in the jar to escape in the canner, which is why you really don't want to over tighten. So now they're ready for the canner. Okay, so I didn't bring up my huge canning pot water bath canner. I just brought up this stock pot. I don't have a rack for this, so I take a small towel, put it in the bottom because you want to make sure you cushion the bottom so those jars don't go rolling around in there. So we're just going to put that in. It's going to sink to the bottom. It's going to sink to the bottom. I didn't realize I was so high. Give it a little help. That way your jars are not rolling around in there, clanging around, risking breaking. Don't want that. Okay, so they're all in the canner. All we do is water bath these, not pressure can. Make sure the water line is 1 to 2 inches above the jars, which they are. Going to get it back to a boil. As soon as it boils, we're going to time it for 10 minutes. Now, depending on your elevation, you may have to go a little longer. If you are over 1,000 feet, you want to add more time to your canning process. Between 1,000 to 3,000 foot above elevation, you would add an extra 5 minutes. Instead of processing it for 10 minutes, you would go for 15. If you are 3,001 feet to 6,000 feet, you would add an additional 10 minutes to your processing time, therefore making it 20 minutes instead of 10. 6,001 feet to 8,000 feet, you add an additional 15 minutes. And 8,001 feet to 10,000 feet above elevation, you add an additional 20 minutes. If you're above 10,000 foot above elevation, Lord, I hope you have some oxygen. Let's get it up to boil and start that timer for 10 minutes once we see the bubbles. Of course, it would help if I have the lid on it. Can't remember everything. So it's been 10 minutes. Time to get it out of the canner. See how it did. Isn't that beautiful? I don't even know if the lighting in this kitchen is going to show it very well. Oh, it's gorgeous. So I came over here, hopefully, to get a little bit better lighting. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh, the color. It's beautiful, beautiful. I don't think they could have turned out more perfect. And they're already back there pinging their butts off, so that's always music to a canner's ears when you hear the pings. This one has already sealed. So these little jelly jars, I managed to get 10 of them just out of that small batch that I did. Now, of course, you could can them in bigger jars. These are only maybe, what, half pint, I believe. But you could do them in pint jars. Heck, you could do it in quarts if you wanted to go big. But this will be the perfect size, I think, for us, because that way it won't linger in the refrigerator too long before it's used up. Not that it's going to be there any length of time. So if you wanted to reduce the sugar into it, I think you could. They say you shouldn't because it can not set properly. I think it depends on you. I should not probably have this much sugar in here, but it isn't like I eat it every day, so. But this is always good on not just peanut butter and jelly, but your bagels, your crackers. If you don't want to put Sure Gel in it and have it set to a jam type consistency, you could even use it as a syrup. Blend it up a little better and you can make strawberry syrup. Or just like this without the Sure Gel. And it's great over ice cream. Oh, the fattening choices. There are also ways of making this without Sure Gel. If you don't want to use the pectin, you would just keep it on the stove and cook it for about 20 to 25 minutes until all that water reduces and it gets thick on its own. And you can jar it up that way as well. I wasn't going to go there today. I ain't got that kind of time. So any way you choose to make it is perfectly fine, no matter how you do it, no matter how you decide how much sugar you decide to put in it, no matter what size jars you decide to put it in. It's always up to you, as always. So thanks for being here with me. Always enjoy our time together. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Love to have you as part of the community. Love to watch the Garden Maters grow. So until next time, I love y'all. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you on the next video. So it's been 24 hours the next day and our preserved jam, oh, it's set beautiful. Really nice. So I'm going to open it. I want to taste it because I'm a little concerned about all that sugar. Okay, let's go ahead and get this open and see just how it did. Oh, I heard that seal. Not sure if it picked up on camera. Oh, look at that. You can see a little bit of froth just because I didn't remove it. Oh my Lord, that is, oh, it's perfect set. I got a very, very light toast piece of bread because I don't like it toasted. Go ahead and get some of the, oh my goodness. And I'm making a mess already. Look at that, right there. Oh my goodness. So here is my piece of jelly toast. Oh, if it tastes like it looks, oh my goodness. You know, I've been looking forward to this. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. That couldn't be more perfect. It just couldn't be more perfect. You go to the store, you buy a jar of preserves, only better. So I was a little bit concerned about all the sugar content, but I'm telling you, it is absolutely delicious. Delicious. If you, like I said before, if you wanted to go with a little less sugar, you could. But I think if you do decrease it, it's just not going to be as good. Your kids, if they like strawberry jam, I'm telling you, they are not going to turn their faces up to these. Too good. It's messy, but it's good. And it's going to taste even better when it's been in the refrigerator and it's completely cold. So it's in the 80s here today. And this is just room temperature. Like I said, it's just been sitting all night. Haven't put it in the refrigerator yet or anything. I did take the other 9 jars down into the basement. Put them on the pantry shelf. This one will definitely go in the refrigerator. It's not going to last long. I'm telling you, it's not going to last long. So there we go. Try it. Oh my gosh, just try it. I'm going to be making more. Definitely. Going to be making more. Construction crews. Gotta love it. Let's get it boiling. I think I want some preserves, but I gotta wait. Hardest part is waiting. Maybe I'll just stand here until tomorrow. If you can hear all that, which I'm sure you can, they're cutting grass out there. Apologies, you know. When spring hits, you can't open your windows. You just can't. Because if it isn't noise, then you've got people that want to burn and the air will be filled with smoke. So anytime you open a window, you're taking a chance. Even the next day, see? It's so hot today, but more noise. So I was a bit concerned. Shut up!